Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another BJ&Co. Odyssey, the Next Generation Science Game video. How are you doing, Savi?
Well, you mean the chief engineer of Laughter and Cheer, Savi. Hi, how you doing? Hey, I feel bad. Like, I've got this title, and
I've been trying to think of one, but I haven't thought of anything that sounds super awesome yet. So I've been just waiting.
I think we should ask the audience.
Yeah, anything good, guys? Give me a good title. Something that's better than the chief engineer of Laughter and Cheer.
I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't think you can get better than that. But if you have a title, throw it in the comments below. And if you like silly titles, give us a thumbs up. What are we looking for?
This is Odyssey, so I think 16 would be good.
Okay. All right. Shooting for the stars.
4 squared.
Stars? Is this a game of stars? Frick.
If that's the case, then shouldn't it be the number of likes is equal to light speed?
No. 16. 16's good.
Okay.
All right. Hey, guess what? We're going to do some reading.
Yeah, we finally got into this little grotto thing, and now we'll see what's going on with the new part of the journal. Hopefully there's not a 50-page journal at this point, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So about an hour past high tide this morning, Guillaume drained the little lagoon at the base of the stairs with a sump pump. It was designed to pump out the boat in case we took on water. But Mum doesn't like to take any chances, so she got a super strong one. It emptied the lagoon in no time. Guillaume and Dad needed to use a crowbar to pull together, but they managed to break through the rust and open the door. Inside was a cave leading to an underground grotto. There was a mining cart and some metal rails and stacked wood and a pickaxe. Like this was a storage area for things needed to dig tunnels and lay tracks. There wasn't much left, so Sid and I wondered if the army took most of it when they left, or if we'll find more tracks in caves once we get into the rest of the islands. There's a small bridge leading over the grotto. Mom said that it's ironic that the one bridge we don't need is the one that isn't wrecked. It was also built to go up and down, maybe so the army could raise it from the other side for protection, like the rotating bridges outside. And just like in the bunker, Mum wants a way to get in if she needs to. So she says she'll rig up a linkage to drop the bridge from the lagoon side.
Congratulations, Mom. On the other side of the grotto are some old tables and some empty bottles. Sorry, I just had a stroke there. They didn't worry, Dad thought, because it was obviously they were old from the army days. Wow. The better part is there's a switch that triggers a drop ladder leading up to the base of the radio tower. The tower ladders are still intact, and Sid and I got to the top in no time. We have a great view of the rest of the island. I even think it would be the perfect place to put the telescope, but the high tide will flood the lagoon soon, so it's not practical. Still, it's pretty cool up here. Turns out the high tide doesn't refill the grotto. The water level gets high enough for waves to sometimes splash over, so it might refill in a few weeks, but the sump pump easily keeps up with the amount of water that spills in. Once we saw the first thing Sid and I did was mount the telescope at the top of the radio tower. I can hardly wait to try it out tonight. In the meantime, I was thinking about the difference of heliocentric and geocentric models, and I realized with my heliocentric model, there's no need for the stars to be stuck on a sphere. The original reason the geocentric astronomers put them on the sphere was so the rotation of the sphere made all the stars move in synchronicity. Synchrony.
Man, you're having a tough go reading today.
That just seems like a synchrony. That seems a weird.
It's probably not an actual word, to be honest.
I was going to say.
Let us know in the comments below, yo, man. You seem to nitpick our stuff good. I like it. But if the Earth itself spins around its axis, there's no need for all the stationary stars to be on a sphere or all the same distance from us. In the heliocentric model, the stars might as well be all different distances away. Dad asked me how this might affect the missing parallax effect of stars we talked about before in the experiment when measuring how far apart Dad's arms looked compared to each other. They were both the same distance away from me. What if one was closer to me than the other? And what if I moved in other directions, like sideways, instead of moving forward and back? When I tried it in the shack, trying to focus on different things like tables and windows, it was too confusing. Then it occurred to me that I could make a model of the sky down in the grotto where it's really dark. I could hang different colored LEDs, like stars, at all sorts of different distances and see if I could figure out how the lights were arranged just by moving around. I asked Sid to hang the lights all around. We used a retractable bridge to get him up to the ceiling of the cave, and I didn't watch to keep from knowing where all the lights were. Then he came down and we turned them on. I want to be precise, so Sid and I set up some tracks to slide in the mining cart back and forth. By shifting my position sideways, I saw that the stars closer to me shift more than the stars which are further away.
Cool story, chick. This not only changed how far apart they seemed, for some it actually changed their relative order from left to right. Like star A to the left of star B from one vantage point, but going to another vantage point, star A moved to the right of star B. Come to think of it, this is like driving on a freeway where trees up close zip by fast, then distant mountains which move slowly. It was really cool. And I asked Dad if this was something anyone saw with real stars. He said scientists can measure tiny differences now, but back then, no one could detect any changes in the relative distance between stars, even across 6 months when Earth moved the greatest distance, because they could never see any change no matter where Earth was. They said this proved we must be stationary. I said again that it wasn't convincing if the stars were really far away, and it seems like they are. So seeing no parallax didn't disprove heliocentrism. Wow. Dad agreed that it didn't definitely disprove heliocentrism, but it didn't prove it either. So I still had to find more evidence. Why do they change it? It's heliocentricity or whatever it is now. It's centrism.
Yeah.
Freaking mixing it up on me.
It's a young girl's diary. Mom says there's lots more work to be done to secure all the bridges. Better later. But we might be done to secure all the bridges better later. But we might get the next one repaired even to rotate it and safely move across to the next chunk of Wretched Miner by tomorrow. That would be great. I've explored what I can and I'm ready to see more of the islands. Only I haven't been keeping up with my sunscreen and got sunburned, so my mom wants me to stay out of the sun today. I'm excited about exploring the rest of Wretched Miner soon, but I told Dad this morning I was about to give up trying to prove heliocentrism. I'd looked at the stars, the sun, the moon, and the planets Jupiter and Mars, but apart from poking a few holes in Aristotle's ideas, I couldn't prove Earth revolves around the sun instead of the other way around. I understood both models better, but Dad says it's good all by itself. But I couldn't find any way to prove my case. I asked Dad at lunch if there were other planets we could see with the telescopes. He said I could see Venus, but I'd have to get up just before sunrise because Venus never strays far from the sun. I asked if he meant that Venus never gets high in the night sky like Mars and Jupiter, and he said yes. Venus can only be seen just before sunrise when it's often called the morning star, or just after sunset when it's called the evening star.
He said the same is true of Mercury. Both planets are always close to the sun. That's why Ptolemy believed Venus and Mercury had virtually the same relative orbit speed as the sun around the Earth. I wonder how the heliocentric model would deal with this. Since I was shut in all day, I spent the afternoon building a model with the sun in the center and Venus going around it. When I finished, it was easy to see why Venus never appears far from the sun. It's because Venus is an inner planet, and its orbit around the sun is smaller than the Earth's. So whenever we look at Venus, we're always looking approximately at the same direction as the sun. That's why Venus can only be seen around the times when the sun sets or rises. This would be more true of Mercury, since its orbit is smaller than Venus. So it must always be even closer to the sun. Okay, dying. I asked Dad why Mercury isn't visible now, and he said it currently happened to be directly in front of the sun.
I told Dad the heliocentric model automatically explained why Venus and Mercury stay close to the sun without needing to give them all carefully similar orbital periods like Ptolemy's model required. This is another way my model is simpler. He agreed, but he reminded me that simpler isn't necessarily true. I still didn't have proof.
She wasted an entire page for that fucking picture. All right.
Just grumpy because you have to read.
Yeah, I crawled into my sleeping bag to go to sleep early to get up before sunrise and see Venus. But then I got an idea while playing with my Venus model today. I noticed that as it orbited the sun, Venus went through phases just like the moon. I didn't think about it much at the time. I just wondered what phase Venus would be in tomorrow. But now I just realized that Ptolemy's model, Venus never goes behind the sun, and it never gets far from the sun, which means it will always be more or less between Earth and the sun. If that's true, then we would only ever be able to see Venus in a crescent phase. That means if I see Venus tomorrow morning in the full phase or close to it, that would definitely prove Ptolemy's model is wrong.
Oh!
Oh, jeez.
I knew Dad wouldn't tell me if I was right. He'd want me to see for myself, so I casually asked him which phases we can see Venus go through when we observe it from Earth. He just smiled and said I could see for myself if I just went to sleep, but I don't think that will happen anytime soon. It was a hard time getting to sleep. Mom thought it might be the breeze, so I moved from the porch to inside the shack below the zip line. Next thing I know, Dad was waking me up. It was still dark as we worked our way through the grotto and up the radio tower to the telescope. The eastern sky was already getting light and the stars were fading, but Venus stayed bright until it was only a dot of light in the sky. I could see why it's called the morning star. I lined up the telescope and looked at Venus magnified. It was still small, but I could clearly see that it was fully round on the bottom half. In the direction where the rising sun would appear. And a bit squished at the top half away from the sun. It looked like the moon when it was almost but not quite full.
That's it. This proves Venus orbits the sun. I told Dad to look and see, but he couldn't because I was jumping up and down and was wiggling the radio tower too much. When I stopped, he could see it. And then he gave me a big hug. Yes, I proved Ptolemy's model was wrong. Dad said he was very happy because I had rediscovered the astronomical findings of another famous astronomer named Galileo. Also using telescopes, Galileo defended Copernicus's model, which the same astronomical discoveries I made, with these same astronomical discoveries I made this week. When the sun came up, we climbed down to look at my Venus model again. It explained why Venus showed all the phases and always stayed close to the sun. Looking at it, I also realized that when Venus is full, it's a lot farther away from Earth than when it's a crescent. If I looked at Venus again months from now, would the crescent Venus look a lot bigger than the full Venus? It would be more proof because Ptolemy's geocentric model always had the Venus the same distance from Earth, so it should never change size.
Dad said I'd have to wait a few months to check. I howled and he said he was just kidding. Yes, the crescent Venus looks bigger than the full Venus. Galileo also used this to argue in favor of Copernicus' model. I'm really glad Dad didn't make me wait this time to see myself. I'm going to make another track for my Venus model, curving the other direction so I can switch between the full circle heliocentric track to a second track which shows Venus as it would look going around Earth and the sun always behind it. This new geocentric track doesn't need to be very long in either direction because Ptolemy's model kept Venus near the sun. I'll do it later. The important part I already have. Where I can position Venus on the far side of the sun to show it in full phase to contradict Ptolemy's geocentric model. Dad let me enjoy the pleasure of disproving Ptolemy's geocentric model of the universe for almost a whole hour. Then at breakfast he told me that I proved geocentrism wrong, but I hadn't proven heliocentrism was right. That made no sense. It had to be the other one or the other.
He laughed and said he was making a joke, but also not really. He said I proved Aristotle and Ptolemy were wrong about geocentrism, but they had arguments against heliocentrism that I hadn't refuted because Dad hadn't told me about them yet.
What a dick.
He said, yeah, what a jerk. Frick, you're slowing this frickin' story down. He said I'd been focused on astronomy, but not the underlying physics. Apparently, one of the main reasons people didn't accept heliocentrism, even after knowing about the phases of Venus, is because they accepted physics of Aristotle had a lot of reasons why heliocentrism couldn't be true. Even after Galileo's discoveries with the telescope, he was criticized by many fellow scientists for saying the Earth could be moving. Until I could prove those ideas of Aristotle's physics wrong, I couldn't claim to have completely refuted Aristotle or proven the model of heliocentrism. But Dad said that can all wait until tomorrow. Mom said Guillaume and Sid are mounting the crank handle to use to rotate the next bridge now, so we'll be able to cross over to the main part of the wretched miner in about an hour. Then we're going to spend the rest of the day exploring it.
Okay, that's it. We're through.
All right.
So.
So now. Okay, I mean, I get the stars are. Right. Different perspectives. Cool.
Yeah, that was talked about. But how do we solve the puzzle?
I mean, there's got to be something with colors. What?
Is that changing anything when we do that?
No. What happens with the lever? Is that the...
Nothing. It's like it's stuck. So I think that will move the...
Oh, there's colors.
Oh! Okay, so which one is closest to us?
Looks like yellow.
Yeah, I think yellow's closest to us. Okay, then what do we got? I want to say red is next.
Yeah, red's moving a lot.
And then I think green. Because green will...
Yeah, we'll cross over purple.
Yeah. And then...
I want to say then blue would be my guess.
I think so too, because blue's moving more the relative distance between purple.
To the green, yeah.
Booyah.
Nailed it. Oh.
And the bridge comes down.
Huh.
That was cool.
Well.
That was kind of...
Oh boy.
It wasn't the easiest to figure out how that puzzle actually started.
Yeah, it was a little wonky. It's kind of like, okay, well. So you just turned the lights off and then those showed up?
Yeah, the specific light ones came up.
Because you had turned the lights off before and they...
I just did it. I turned them off and on too quickly.
Oh, too quickly? All right.
Yeah.
Saving. Oh, boy.
Okay, so here we've got... Which one?
So are we trying to do the phases of Venus? Is that what we're trying to show?
That's my guess.
Just pull it. Maybe it's right. Damn it.
So, I mean, this is...
I don't really know what this is doing, but...
We've got...
Nothing there. So we can... literally just spin it. No.
Okay.
I guess maybe put it in the center and then hit that button. This.
Yeah, I think I know what this is gonna do. I just wanted to double check before I. There we go.
Right. Are we trying to find the full phase? Is that what we're trying to do?
I think so.
How do we check it, those?
Well, I think to check it, we've got to go out and flip the switch.
Oh.
Okay. So, I mean, let's just do a quick double check.
Yeah. What the...
Wire position on the far side of the sun to show it full phase. Okay. That should be what it is, so I just didn't line it up properly. That's my guess. Think that's good enough?
I would assume that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the ladder.
Yay, a ladder. Radio tower, here we come.
Oh, you'll be in
radio
your element, man.
Tower's fine. All right, so we're up here.
Up one set of stairs. Really? I can't walk out on that rock. That's stupid.
I refuse to do more reading this episode.
You refuse to do more reading this episode.
I refuse to do more reading.
Well, we'll go up and see.
Oh, there's gonna
There's gonna be more reading.
Hit it with the pickaxe.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey, there's the crank. I take it we're gonna need that.
Yeah, I'd like to crank you. I mean, that should do the bridge thing, right?
Yeah.
So.
How the fuck did we make it up the one that was double distance? Like.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was weird.
Maybe we look out here. Bird.
I feel like that's going to be important.
Screen cap.
I mean, you should be able to remember bird.
Yeah, probably not.
Because I can't actually move the telescope.
No. All right, well.
Okay, let's go back down and see if we can use this crank. Crank it real hard.
No, where are you going? Can't you go out?
What do you mean?
Can't you walk out on the rock?
Where?
To the right there. Those rocks.
Nope.
Oh, you can't go out there, eh?
It's kind of interesting that what's on the... Do you see what's out there?
Yeah, it looks like little sticks or something.
Yeah. Huh. I'll have to go take a look at that. But no, I cannot walk out from here.
Well, that's lame.
That's annoying. But we'll go and explore. It's actually kind of nice to have the opportunity to explore in this. Because I feel like we've kind of been railroaded into just reading most of the time.
I mean, is this exploring, though?
Well, sort of.
We're really just backtracking.
Yeah, but it's nicer than just reading and reading and reading. Sump pump.
You should just go up here and then trim the bridge, eh? I guess.
Pretty sure this is the crank.
Oh boy, we did it. Yay.
And now it's moving there.
That way. Which is back to where we originally went, is it not?
Okay, let's see if... Yeah.
No. So you can only go one way. I guess we're going to have to do the zip line would be my guess.
Oh,
with the crank.
With the
'cause
crank.
there was a bridge up there, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
This is nice. There's no reading.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Like actual gameplay. Wow.
It's better than what we've had before.
Yeah.
So that's good. It actually feels a bit like a game.
Yeah. Now we have to go through all those puzzles again. Except they should be solved, should they not?
Yeah.
Jump. Jump.
Oh, I wish I could jump.
Geronimo.
I think you mean Yeo.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
I mean, we did solve all these, so I would expect it to work. I wonder if that's still glitched.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going. Oh.
Okay, so this one. Is this where I need to use the crank in?
I think so.
Yeah.
But we can't walk past there though. So maybe you have to change this to open the other door.
Okay, and what did we need to do to change it?
I don't freaking remember.
I think on the entire opposite side of the room.
Oh, it's like solar or lunar eclipses? Was that it?
Yeah, that should be what it is. Ah!
Whoa, whoa, wow, wow, wow.
Is it open? Yay!
Yeah. Hey, then there's the thing, and now we get to go to a new island. Whee!
Oh, there's a path back.
Right, but probably now we'll be able to get back.
Yeah. This is neat. I say we go till we find a journal and then call it quits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting.
It's super exciting, baby.
And I mean, for those of you, well, it's exciting to see new things. For those of you guys that are still hanging around with us, that are wonderful viewers, we've got a little new series that's going to be coming online that you'll have to keep tuned for. But we're doing it as a little thank you to our viewers. So keep tuned for that, and maybe you'll even get in the episode yourself. How cool would that be? Oh, look, fuck.
And that's the end of that. You stupid frickin' McFrick.
Journals updated. Solar panels. What's up here? I just want to go look first.
Oh boy. Now we're doing physics.
Yay! I see numbers. I'm going to be happy.
We just did astronomy. And now we do physics.
Slope T over D.
All right.
This is going to be awesome. I'm
better,
actually excited for this one.
Yeah, I think so.
3 over 30. This first one's going to be 10.
Okay. Cool story, Ben.
But
let's read.
We'll save the journal for next time, guys. Thank
you
very much for watching as always. We super appreciate you being here and joining us for this journey, checking out the new game, Witness, or Odyssey, the next generation science game. If you want to see a better puzzle game, go take a look at our Witness series. We've got that on the channel, and it is much more fun and enjoyable, I would say.
And come up with a title for Ben. Put it in the comments.
Yes, we want to see what you come up with. Make it something smart, because he's the fun, I'm the brains. Right?
I mean, he
That's
just called it. He called this the wrong game. Just throwing that out there.
But that's it for this week, guys. We'll see you Friday with our next video. And if you're joining us just for the Odyssey, we'll see you next Wednesday. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.